Dealing with mental health can be hard. All the influencers' posts, articles, podcasts, tips about what to do, what not to do, silence retreats, yoga retreats. My friends tell me to take some me time. My mom says I need a boyfriend. Therapy? Impossible without insurance. Even with, it's expensive.
United Healthcare can help make getting mental health care easier. With Mental Health Complete Plus, provided by Teladoc Health. Unlimited virtual sessions, only $59.99 a month. Visit mentalhealthcomplete.com to learn more.
Did I hear you're shopping for a car? Because I've been at it for ages. Ugh, such a time suck, right?
Not really. I bought it on Carvana. Super convenient.
Oh, then comes all the financing, research. Am I right?
Well, you can, but I got pre-qualified for a Carvana auto loan in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but then all the number crunching and terms, right?
Nope. I saw real numbers as I shopped, found my dream car, and got it in a couple of days.
Wait, like you already have it?
Yep.
Oh.
Go to Carvana.com to finance your car the convenient way.
Hello, welcome to In All Honesty, the podcast where we get real about life and all the problems that come with it. I'm Michelle Ellman and I'm a 5 board accredited life coach, public speaker, author of The Joy of Being Selfish and Am I Ugly? And I'm passionate about teaching people how to communicate, heal the wounds from the past, feel your feelings, and ultimately giving you the tools you need to change your own life. This is the space where you get your personal development needs met, and we talk about all things growth, self-awareness, and communication with complexity and nuance. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, then stick around, because I think you're going to like it here. Welcome back to another episode. This time we are talking about something that a beautiful friend gave me as a gift in the pandemic. It is something that I now use on those days where you can't get out of bed. Even the idea of brushing your teeth and having a shower is hard work. And we've all had those days. And I think we had them more often than not in the pandemic, or at least I did, especially because I was locked down alone. And one of my friends, Honey Kinney on Instagram, but her name is actually Honey Ross, told me about this mentality of treating yourself like a sim. If you've never played the game Sims, it is essentially a simulation, and you are people and you can give them jobs and make them have babies and build families, and they can talk to other people and those kind of things. And as humans do, they have needs, and you have to keep these bars filled to green, and when they run low, they go to red. Now, the bars are hygiene, fun, social, toilet, hunger, comfort, energy, and in older versions there was also environment, or newer versions, I can't remember. In some versions there is environment. And essentially, your sim is not going to be happy if it is really low on social, or really low on toilet, or really low on hungry. And sometimes when they have a bad interaction with someone, their social bar will go to red because they've been humiliated or been embarrassed. If they don't go to the toilet in time and they pee themselves in public, or at all to be honest, then their hygiene level will go down because they've just peed themselves. And each of these bars are taken care of by doing certain activities. So hygiene, obviously put them in a shower, put them in a bath. Fun, you can ask them to go swimming. You can ask them to play with a violin. You can ask them to paint. Social, talk to another sim and they will improve their social meter. It will go from red to green. Toilet, use the toilet, or to be honest, if they wet themselves, it does go to green, but then the hygiene level goes down. Hunger, feed them, take them to the fridge, ask them to cook. To be honest, they don't even need to cook, they just need to eat something from the fridge. Comfort, that bar gets affected if they're sitting on like really uncomfortable chairs. And this comfort bar also is what encompasses the environment. So if they're in a room with like loads of smelly plates, then their comfort level will go down. And energy, they need to go to bed. And so as well as playing the game and getting them to achieve whatever goals you want them to achieve, whether that's career or babies or families or whatever it is, you also need to be maintaining these needs. So when she said, think of yourself like a sim, she was like, which bars of yours are low in the moment? And the thing in that moment when she first told me about this theory, or the way she thinks about it, was hygiene and fun. So we're in the pandemic. I probably hadn't showered in like 2 days. And I had had a lot of social contact. I had been on the phone all day, had done like 4 FaceTimes, talked to a lot of friends, but I hadn't had fun. And so Honey then just said, Well, now you've got what you need to do for the rest of the day. You need to get into the shower at some point or have a bath at some point. And you also need to find something fun to do. The fun thing I ended up doing was this thing I got really obsessed with in the pandemic called paint by stickers. It's like paint by numbers for people who can't paint. And so it's really relaxing and therapeutic. And I don't actually have to have the skill level of someone who can paint. And the reason why I think this works is because it simplifies life. Simplifying it down to 6 basic needs is why I managed to get those things done. But when you wake up in the morning and go, oh my God, the day's already started and it's Groundhog Day, every time I wake up, it's just doing the same thing over and over again, non-stop. And some of our lockdowns were as long as 5 months. And both of those long lockdowns, I was locked down alone. It was a way to get out of my head and make self-care manageable. Now, self-care is a word that is overused a lot, but this is very basic survival, taking care of yourself, make sure you've eaten, make sure you've had water, make sure you've gone to bed, those kind of things. And those days, showering could be hard. Those days, brushing your teeth could be hard. And some days, especially in the pandemic, getting to bed was actually hard because you would finish the day with so much energy that you actually couldn't sleep. Rather than thinking of every single thing I need to do from the moment I wake up, I was able to go, okay, my only jobs today are to have a shower and then have fun. And by that time, my hunger bar will be low. And it's also really good for people who live in unsafe bodies or bodies which have been stigmatized, oppressed, and marginalized, because what happens when that happens over and over again is you disassociate from your body. And one of the best ways I learned to associate back into my body was to move my body and pay attention to it. So going in my body, going, okay, where am I feeling discomfort in my body today? In my heart, in my stomach. Oh, I'm feeling some sadness in my heart. Okay, I'm feeling some tension in my stomach. I think that might be stress. I think the stress is about this. That's associating in your body. And these bars do the same thing, because in order for you to check whether your bar is green or red, you have to go, okay, hunger. Now check in with your hunger. Check in with your appetite. Okay, I think my hunger bar is about an 8 out of 10, so it's still in the green, so we can move on to another need. Okay, sleep. Well, I just woke up, so sleep is still at full. Okay, so fun. Well, I haven't had fun in a few days. And what's really nice and why I think it works is that it doesn't put a hierarchy of which needs are more important than another. So in our world, we would never see hunger or sleep as important as fun or social. Whereas in Sims, it's all equal levels. So it doesn't matter if your hunger, your sleep, your toilet needs are all met. If your lowest bar is fun, your Sim is going to be in a bad mood. So in the world of Sims, you address the lowest bar. There is no importance or hierarchy of which needs are more important than another. And I think sometimes in this world we're like, well, social's not that important. It can't affect my mood as much as sleep. It can't affect my mood as much as if I'm hungry. Yes, maybe not in a realistic human world, but at the same time, there were times in the pandemic I convinced myself that seeing someone on FaceTime was the same as seeing someone in person. And it was only until I saw someone in person that I was like, oh, they're not the same thing. Because we discount our need for being sociable, our need for comfort. And to be honest, I think sometimes I even think that my need for hygiene doesn't affect me until I've had a shower and then gone, oh, that actually helped. So this mentality of which bar you address is the one that is in the red the most, and the one that is in the red the most is the one affecting you the most, not the one that you've been socially taught is more important, is also a really good mentality around The Sims, and also another reason why I think this works. Because to live a full, complete life, you need all of them to be met. And it really was my way of getting through the worst days. And also, I think it could be used as a basic tool to teach people who have never associated in their body, who have never checked in on their hunger before they eat, who have never checked in on their energy levels before they go to a party and after they've gone to a party, and ask themselves, well, has my energy level increased by going to the party or not? And those kind of things can teach us self-care in the most basic way, not in this self-care as bath bombs and manicures and whatever else. Self-care in terms of keeping yourself alive. And
Dealing with mental health can be hard. Oh, the influencers' posts, articles, podcasts, tips about what to do, what not to do, silence retreats, yoga retreats. My friends tell me to take some me time. My mom says I need a boyfriend. Therapy? Impossible without insurance. Even with, it's expensive.
United Healthcare can help make getting mental health care easier. With Mental Health Complete Plus, provided by Teladoc Health. Unlimited virtual sessions, only $59.99 a month. Visit mentalhealthcomplete.com to learn more.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot, we charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Another aspect of it that I really like is the fact that it separates fun and social. So the fact that I'd spent the whole day on the sofa talking to my friends, I would have actually instinctually gone, yeah, I've had fun. I've spoken to you and I've spoken to someone else, because Honey was telling me this over the phone on FaceTime. And collectively that day I'd probably been on FaceTime for 6 hours. But it didn't occur to me until she asked me this, that I've been very sociable, but to actually have fun, have I had fun? And usually social and fun is more combined, but within the pandemic you could be sociable, or as sociable as you could be with not being allowed to see each other and via phones and via technology, without having fun. Because being sociable for me meant sitting on my phone and not moving. Fun for me was something like painting in the pandemic, or watching a TV show or something like that. And I don't think it had even occurred to me that all I'd really done that day was work and FaceTime. And so it gave me a very simple to-do list. And on those worst days, I do want to say, if the only thing you do today is brush your teeth or get out of the shower, then you're completely normal. And it doesn't mean anything about your success, your productivity as a human. Like, I count myself a very successful human, and I even need duvet days. I even have days where just getting out of bed is hard. And I think that's normal. And I think this perception that people who have lives like mine jump out of bed every single morning and love their life every single day, that's not realistic. I have an incredible life, and 90% of the time I jump out of bed. But if there's something going on in my life and it's affecting me, and that's okay. And sometimes you need to stay in bed and cry, and I think that's actually part of my power, is that I allow myself to have those days. I don't judge myself for having a bad day. And so this is your very basic bad day survival guide. Thank Honey Ross for this, and if you actually want to go follow her, because she is a gem and smart and amazing and gorgeous and one of my beautiful friends, she is Honey Kinney on Instagram. And I am so glad not only that she shared it with me, but she allowed me to share it with you, because I did ask her permission before I recorded this podcast. And I love the fact that this podcast is so casual now that I can literally just tell you a thing a friend told me and pass it on to you guys. So maybe we will all be happier if we just treated ourselves like Sims. And on a side note, if you've never played Sims, I highly recommend it. I am a little bit too addicted to it, so I go through phases of playing it and then having to force myself to delete it, because I won't lie, once I start playing Sims, somehow a whole week disappears. I usually only let myself play it once every 4 or 5 years. When I'm having a really, really bad week and I have nothing that needs to be done, because you get lost in it. Although I've also been told I play Sims really badly because I hate the houses part of it. I hate building houses. I hate doing the furniture. And so I actually use the automated houses, and I do use cheat codes so that I don't actually have to earn money. So this is why everyone says I play Sims really weirdly, because I literally hate all aspects of it, apart from the person achieving the goals. And so I like achieving all the ambitions and getting all the needs met. And I actually think there is some psychological study that could be run about how the way you play Sims is actually really indicative of your personality. The fact that I love ambitions and goal setting, and I love the getting their needs met. The fact I don't like designing their clothes, the fact I don't like designing their appearance, the fact that I don't like designing their house. That's literally how I am in real life. I really can't be bothered around my apartment. I hated getting furniture for my apartment. I hate thinking about clothes most of the time, but I love how brains work. I love goals. I love all of those things. So I think 9-year-old me was only interested in the aspects of Sims that 28-year-old me are interested in the aspects of being human. So one day, if I ever go back into psychology research, I will study that. Until then, you've got this theory on how to help you with basic self-care thanks to Honey Ross. Thank you so much for listening, and if you enjoyed this episode, it would mean the world if you could leave a review wherever you are listening to this or share it on social media, and tag me in it so I can share it too. Come find me at Scarred Not Scared on Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. We do fun things on there like Q&A Mondays, and on Fridays we celebrate your boundary wins. There's a whole community of people who want to grow and heal, and we are waiting to welcome you whenever you are ready. In the meantime, make sure to feel your feelings, set some boundaries, communicate in the way you want to be communicated with, ask for what you need, and I know sometimes you forget, but someone loves you, and I will speak to you next time. Bye!
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
Imagine the softest sheets you've ever felt. Now imagine them getting even softer over time. That's what you'll feel with Boll & Branch's best-selling signature sheets in 100% organic cotton. In a recent customer survey, 96% replied that Boll & Branch sheets get softer with every wash. Start getting your best night's sleep in sheets that get softer and softer for years to come. Try their sheets with a 30-night guarantee. Plus, get 15% off your first order at bollandbranch.com, code BUTTERY. Exclusions apply. See site for details.